Piece Chapter 652. So Luffy just sent a bomb to Big Mom after unknowingly after declaring war on Big Mom. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, this is the next arc. This is the next arc. Oda is definitely building this one up. Luffy versus Big Mom. We're about to get right into this. This is wow. Wow. If that big bitch opens up that box and everything just blows up and she gets a money shot in the face, that's going to be so awesome. But I got to talk about that ending. So, you guys know what this means, right? So I was looking and I saw a female swordsman and she was cutting some stuff down and I was just looking. I was like, I don't know what happened during 2 years with the time skip. But I got a little thirsty. I had to hold up for a second because Tashigi was looking good, man. I was like, ooh wee. And two swords, Tashigi done stepped it up, man. Like, it's just the same time though. You gotta understand, Zoro used 3 swords. You know, she still gotta catch up on that shit. But Tashigi made captain, man. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But it looks like Captain Smoker became Vice Admiral Smoker. So it definitely stepped up. Definitely stepped up. And, you know, they got some of the former slaves of Hody Jones. So I thought that was pretty interesting, how all that was put on there. And it just shows you, like, wherever Luffy goes, even though it's been 2 years, Smoker still got it in for this dude. Like, this could very well be the Garp and Roger effect. This could be it. Over time, there might be a mutual respect kind of, you know, gleam between these two, man. So I thought that was pretty cool to see that. But again, just seeing Tashigi, and I like strong female characters, so to see her actually, you know, chopping down the cannonballs and everything. She's still weaker than Zoro. Zoro was doing that shit during, I want to say back, excuse me, I want to say that back during like Buggy the Clown or something. He was chopping up cannonball fire. So, I mean, she's still weaker than Zoro, but I mean, still though, that's pretty impressive right there. Now, the reason why this whole thing of Big Mom is huge is Jinbe, it opens up the chapter. We find out that Jinbe was allowing the Sun Pirates to work on the Big Mom, partly because it was a coincidence, but, you know, it ends up protecting Fishman Island, right? It ends up protecting Fishman Island, and he comes to the conclusion very quickly, like, hey, I really want to join the Straw Hats, but I got this contract with Big Mom. I can't really get out of it. I'm like, dog, I know how you feel. I got my contract with my network, and I want out of that. I want out of there because they don't do shit for me. At least you getting something out of it, man. Like, anyway, like, looking at this, right? Look at what's going on with Big Mom and Luffy, and now you got that treasure chest coming. Jinbe's got to disavow himself very quickly, and I like how King Neptune says, like, hey, look, this kid Luffy's going to be something special one day. I would be totally okay if the Jolly Roger that hangs from Fishman Island ends up being that of the Straw Hat Pirates. And that's when we find out that the treasure chest, one of them has a bomb in there, an explosive. It's described as being really huge, and that if she opens it up, that Big Mom could perceive it as being an act of war against, or an act of war from the Straw Hats against her. And I like how all the Straw Hats are like, oh my god, Luffy, you just threatened one of the emperors. Are you serious right now? You cannot do this. And I like how after all that calms down, Nami says, I get it, you're a guy. And I'm like, oh shit, here it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Classic shonen trope. And sure enough, she left all kinds of lumps on their heads, man. She says, don't you ever give away all my treasure again. That's my bitch right there. I love that trope, man. That never gets old. Like, when I saw that and she's got the fangs and everything showing, that was so hilarious. That was so hilarious to see, man, because, I mean, it just shows you. Like, you don't play with Nami's treasure, yo. You don't play with that treasure, but again, the big thing is this act of war. And for a moment, it looked like, oh, shoot, we're actually going to get a moment where the new rookie. That's not the mud fruit. It's a swamp slot fruit, and you're thinking, okay, he's gonna be able to get his treasure back, and that might be something else. Big Mom, but crisis averted. And it wasn't even the case. They just take his ass out right away, and they say, oh, he's worth 200 million berries. Oh, that's cool. But, you know, that's the problem with you Logia type fruits. When you come to a new world, you think too much of your own abilities, and they completely one-shot this dude like it ain't nothing. And it just shows me that it was actually pretty good that the Straw Hats didn't get through to the new world right away, because they needed these 2 years in order to train and get stronger. Because if they would have went uninterrupted, they would have got wiped out. And I think the level of them being wiped out would be similar to what happened with Don Krieg's crew back during the Barate arc. So that's before All Along Park. And I think All Along Park, yeah, that's before All Along Park. And so when you get to the Barate arc, one of the things that you got was you found out that Don Krieg left with this huge ship, right, with all of these men, and Mihawk just completely wrecked their ass and followed them back on the other side of the Grand Line and said, yeah, wimps like you don't deserve to be on the Grand Line. This is finished business right here. Luffy would have ran into one of those subordinates like Pekoms or something, and the Straw Hats would have got their asses handed to them. Like, no amount of plot armor could have saved them. Plot armor that did save them was Oda said, like, yeah, they ain't quite ready. Let me get them to where they can train and beef their asses up a little bit. Now when they progress in, now they can adequately scale against the challenges that they have. But overall, this is a really good chapter. Again, this is raising the stakes. Raising the stakes at a very well-timed moment, because on one hand, you don't want to... you don't want to raise the stakes right after you conclude a really huge battle, but the way that Oda's doing this, the reason why it works, is he's taking you from one high to when you expect the resolution and things kind of tail down, and you get the little in-between arc, and then towards the end of the in-between arc, it sets up the next arc, and then you just go. Oda is just like, no, we're just going right to the next one. We're going right into it. You're getting a preview of the next big conflict right here and there. Let's just roll right into this shit. So I like this, man. This is pretty interesting. So my chapter question to you guys is, on another scale from 1 to 10, if the Straw Hats would have just gotten their ship coated by Rayleigh, and by some miracle they survived the whole thing with Kizaru, or they don't even get assaulted by Kizaru, and they make their way to Fishman Island, on a scale from 1 to 10, how badly would they have gotten wrecked in the New World 2 years ago? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Have an awesome day.